Hello, and welcome to Global Data Themes Instant Insights. At Global Data, we define a theme as something that keeps a CEO awake at night, as businesses that invest in important themes will succeed, and those that don't will fail. Hello, and welcome to Instant Insights. I'm Emma Taylor, and today I'll be talking to thematic analyst Amna Mujahid in Thematic Intelligence about her recent article titled Green Spaces Within the Metaverse Are Not the Real Thing. So we'll be discussing the metaverse, which Global Data defines as a virtual world where users can work, play, and communicate in real time via simulated scenarios, and whether this stacks up against the natural world. Hi, Amna. Thanks for joining me today. Your first time on?
Hi, Emma. Yeah, it's nice to join you here, and I'm looking forward to getting into this topic today.
Good. As am I. So, Amna, what does the metaverse look like right now? Like, where are we at with it?
So we've been hearing all about the metaverse in the news from big tech players and probably from your friends now too. But in all the buzz, we have to remember that the metaverse is still largely conceptual. In time, there is hope that it will be this immersive, real-time user experience, like you said, where people can work, play, shop, make payments, basically carry out all their daily functions, but virtually. At the moment, we have to remember it's still at its early stages and concrete use cases are few and far between.
Yeah, I mean, it all seems people have, different definitions of it, and different companies are engaging with it in different ways. But I mean, does anyone actually want this to happen? I mean, who's calling for the metaverse?
So there's an obvious answer to this, which is the big tech players pushing for the metaverse. Most importantly, Meta. While many people have got used to calling it Meta instead of Facebook, it was a big symbolic investment in the future of the metaverse to make that change. On the other side, away from the big tech players themselves, are who's demanding it from the consumer side. And many people think that's Gen Z, Generation Z. That's anyone born between 1997 and 2012, aged between 10 to 25, and they seem to be driving the demand for this virtual world.
Yeah, and why do you think Gen Z particularly want it? Why that generation?
So this cohort is our next generation of customers and employees. And what's important to note is that they're digital natives. They grew up on digital content, on social media, and on the immersive online experiences that are already present in our world. The Generation Z trusts the future of digitalization. For example, they prefer banking as a service as opposed to going into a retail bank. They prefer remote working. And they were quick to educate themselves on issues such as cryptocurrencies, NFTs, AR and VR games, and so on. They will continue to set the pace for metaverse developments, and ultimately they'll decide who succeeds and who flops.
Yeah, I guess they have a lot of control. I mean, as a millennial, I'm sure my IT lessons at school looked very different to how, especially a lot of the younger Gen Z's IT lessons are looking like. I see people getting taught coding in school. Like, yeah, I guess they're much more adaptable digitally. But I mean, talking about natural and green spaces from your article, even Gen Z need access to natural and green spaces, and there's evidence of this, that everyone needs it.
Yes, definitely. And as someone who technically falls into the Gen Z category, I'm still surprised by what our generation gets up to in the digital world. Gen Z has led the rise of cancel culture and then later criticized it. Many of us have set up successful online businesses, and the rate at which we proliferate social media trends is staggering. But after all that, we need to remember that the Gen Zers are still humans, and when it comes to nature, they need access to it as much as the rest of us. And when we speak about the evidence, it's never ending. A quick web search will pull up dozens upon dozens of quantitative studies explaining the benefits of nature for every generation in improving sleep, lowering stress, reducing your risk of psychiatric disorders, cardiovascular disorders, and so on and so on. Actually, earlier this year, research from the Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare found that individuals who visited green spaces 3 to 4 times a week cut their chances of needing drugs for mental health problems or cardiovascular issues by 1/3. And this is just the latest in a string of studies revealing the importance of regular access to nature for our health and well-being, both physical and mental.
For sure, yeah, it's so important. I think people's need for nature is exemplified by especially people in London's obsession with houseplants. But to access this nature and green spaces that we do need as people, you're saying the answer is definitely doesn't lie in the metaverse.
Yes, that's exactly the conclusion I'm driving at. The natural world could be recreated on the metaverse. Let's say you could have trees and wildlife, and we've seen people already purchasing land on the metaverse, and that will proliferate as a concept. But it's not going to measure up to real nature. We're not going to feel the benefits of nature through a screen. I think a lot of us noticed that during the countless lockdowns and the pandemic. We began to treasure those daily walks and really realize the benefits that they had for our physical and mental health. And also, as you mentioned, as more and more of us move into urban spaces, I think by 2045, about a staggering 6 billion people are going to live in urban environments. Nature is going to continue to be just as important, and we need to prioritize it more than our constant chase for the next technological development. We need nature in our local area and not in the metaverse.
Yeah, such an important cause. Well, thank you, Amna, for those instant insights. Thanks for listening. And from us in Thematic Intelligence, see you next time.